Hey everybody, this is just going to probably be a quick video. I keep saying that when I do the some of the lives, they're going to be really quick, informative, current things that are happening right now on YouTube. If you haven't noticed lately, the one of the current things in the YouTube climate is emails, getting emails that are pushing. They say they've looked at your YouTube channel. They've noticed some things that, yeah, you seem to be doing okay, but your SEO is kind of messed up. Let us help you, just respond and we can figure it out. We'll take a look at your channel. It always comes down to some fee and they're gonna help you to grow. Be wary of those people. I had another one today. Here's why I say to be wary, because I respond typically to their first email. And I ask them, what is your YouTube channel? They never give you the YouTube channel. Out of the 10 in the past 2 weeks, of the 10 emails I've gotten in the past couple of weeks, the response has been either A, I don't have a channel, so, but I can help you grow your channel because I know marketing. They're gonna get a channel. That was another couple responses. And then the other ones were basically either saying they don't have a channel, they're starting a channel, they don't need a channel to tell you how to create a channel. Hey Nicola, how you doing? Good to see you. I'm just doing a really quick one here because I got another email today. This one, I will say, however, I responded and I said, well, tell me what your channel is. I want to go look at your channel. So he sent me another email first and it said, your channel's doing good, but you need to work on your SEO. Here's your problem here. You need to add some more SEO stuff here. You need to tie this together. But other than that, your channel's doing very well. But, come on board with me and we'll figure it out for a small fee, blah, blah, blah. So I just asked nicely again, show me your channel. Let me go look your channel up. I want to, before I, get involved with you, I want to know what your channel's about. So he gave me his channel and he goes, go look it up. He sent me a link. And I said, no, I'm not clicking on your link. Never click on a link when they email you a link, ever, ever, ever. So I searched his name and I did finally find his picture on YouTube. And it did match part of his YouTube, the link he sent. So I went to his YouTube channel. He's got 300 views or 300 subscribers. And this is no lie. Like I'm looking right now, Natty Homemaker, okay? Mrs. Paula does retirement. Nicola Recipes. You have a name that, even if I don't remember the whole name, I can remember Nicola. So I know I'm looking for Nicola, I know I'm looking for Mrs. Paula, or I know I'm looking for Natty or Homemaker. So I can find you guys if I wasn't subscribed to you already. He sends me, I look his yeah, I tried to do vertical, or I tried to do horizontal, Nicola, and it said it wouldn't let me do it. It said you have to turn it back to vertical for a live on your phone. So I had to turn it, that's why I had it horizontal originally. But anyways, so you ready for this? Here's a guy that's trying to tell me about SEO. He has 300 subscribers. I have more subscribers than him. I'm not saying that arrogantly. But he's gonna tell me how to get monetized when he's not monetized either. And to top it off, his sample name, I'm just gonna give a name that's not real, but this is what his name thing was like. Mike's YouTube growth C2C-8 LV/25K1. My last response to him at the email was, I copy and pasted that, put it in the email, and I said, if you are an SEO guy and you understand SEO, one of the first things they tell you about SEO optimization is to what? Have a name that people can remember. Have a channel name that stands out. Have a channel name that makes sense. Having 4 names combined into one word and then a bunch of letters and forward slashes and dashes. So I said to him in my last comment, I said, obviously you don't understand SEO. If you did, you'd realize your name, your channel name is the most unclickable name I've ever seen. So you've already failed at that SEO. Why would I trust you with my SEO? And then I sent that back, and then I muted him and I reported him as spam. So, but yeah, so I just, like I said, this channel here is a forum. I want this to be a conduit for everybody that's trying to grow. So if something happens I know is bad, I'm gonna tell you right away. This happened 20 minutes ago, so I'm telling you. I might even post some later in a community post, show you some of the email. It was so ridiculous that it just got to the point where it was like, come on guys, you gotta be better than this. I mean, at least the gurus that do the, the hashtag stuff, at least they, they try a little bit. This person wasn't even trying. So anyways, just with that said, I just want to inform, if you're a new YouTuber or you're just stuck and you're frustrated and trying to grow, you're going to get emails. Be careful. You're going to go to some of these channels. There's a couple out there, the gurus I always talk about with the glasses and the funny hair. If you go to those at the end, they're going to, one of their big surprises at the end is, oh, I have a free 10-page, booklet that's yours. You just have to, I'll send me your email and I'll send you the link and you can download it. You will get inundated every week from them. I did that a couple times and I finally had to block the people and had to get rid of them. So yeah, and they're never even creators. That's exactly it. Talking about, it's like anything else. Those that talk never do or can't do or whatever it is. Those, you can sit there all day long and talk about a topic, but if you've never done it, I have a family member, I won't get into it all, is a family therapist. A family therapist. He's 50 years old, never been married, never had kids, nothing. He's a bachelor, will remain a bachelor probably the rest of his life. And I've always asked him, how can you talk to a couple or a child and a mom or a child and a dad in therapy when you've never lived it? Oh, well, there's so many studies out there. I said, studies, schmuddies, until you've had children, until you've had to deal with parents with other children and your children and deal with that dynamic, and family members that get in fights with your kids and all that dynamic, you don't know. Until you change diapers at 2 in the morning and they're throwing up and they're sick, you don't know. So that's always been our contentious little back and forth, jokingly. We do it jokingly. But that was always my question to him. You're telling people how to fix something that you've never fixed, you've never even been a part of. So that's kind of like these guys that do the emails. They don't content create, then you can't tell me. If you're not videoing and trying to, exactly, yes. The addiction ones, you get the ones that have had addictions, they know. They know exactly what addiction feels like. If you've never been an addict, I get it. You went to school and you've learned about addiction. When I was in law enforcement, I took multiple classes. I did all the DWI trainings. I could do all the breathalyzer. I could do all the SFSTs, all of that stuff with my eyes closed. Took drug classes, took mental health classes. Did not make me an expert. It just gave me enough to know if I saw somebody in trouble or something was going on or I knew what drug they were on. Other than that, I don't know what it's like to be addicted to drugs. But I know it is a thing. Addictions are real. It just is. And I just find it funny if they're not, everybody here right now knows content creating is basically a job. To do a video, I'm editing a video so here's what's funny. Saturday night, I'm working on just a short video on my thoughts on this search engine optimization. I'm literally working on it. I have all my notes right here. I was getting my area set up to talk about it. It's only gonna be like a 5-minute video on my feelings on SEO. I'm not saying he's not good. He is very good. You can be good with people, and I'm not saying that, Paula. I'm just saying, it was my question to him, more or less. And he says he can. So he's a smart guy. He's probably, well, there's me. I'm one of 9. I am definitely probably the smartest in my family. So he's probably like next under me. I'm just kidding. He's probably the smartest person in my family. No, I don't mean any offense by it. But Mrs. Paula, let me add this. Let me give this caveat. You literally dealt with all of these kids every single day. You dealt with their families constantly. He does other stuff. You know what I'm saying? So yes, you never had kids, but you dealt with them every single day, and I'm sure a lot of them ended up, you felt like they were your kids, if I understand you properly. Because I know people that can't have kids, and their best friends have kids, and they consider them like second parents a lot of times, That's why a lot of them become their godparents, because they're so close and they love them so much. If they could, they wish, they love them like their own children if they had their own children. So, hey, Artfully Becoming. But anyways, that was just my thing. And I was literally working on my notes and getting ready to video and edit for Saturday's video on Okies Hustle. And it is about SEO and my thoughts on SEO. Just my thoughts. I'm not saying it's gonna get you 3.5 million views if you follow it or buy my book. Exactly, different perspective, yep. So, if you buy my book, I don't have a book. I don't have, 2 pages of notes that I can send you for free in an email. I don't do that stuff. I'm gonna literally tell you what I've learned about SEO, when I think it works and when I think it's useless. And I'm gonna give those are just my opinions. And I hope I put that out there, and thankfully everybody in my group that follow me, that watch those videos, I get lots of comments, and they're great ones, because they'll say, oh, I never thought of that, or I tried that, it worked, or I tried that, it didn't work, but try this. So I've gotten a lot of other comments. Hey chef, how you doing? So that's gonna be Saturday night. It's gonna be a short one, and then I'm still working on my title, description, pinned comment one for the following week, I hope. Thank you, chef. Tonight, are you kidding me? Mrs. Paula? You got some good stuff going on there, Artfully. I love that one, the basics to your, I toyed with the idea for a little bit about possibly getting some watercolors, but I'm not sure. I believe you. I don't mean it that way. I can't believe it, but yes, I believe you. That's just crazy. 20-minute, and that's what I mean. I don't follow those guys. There's a few I do follow that I find very interesting, and they're not selling stuff. One good one, I think most of you follow her. $4.99 exactly, is Teacher Kelly. I think some of you follow Teacher Kelly. I know Mrs. Paula does, because I think we were talking that one night, because was a teacher or is a teacher, and then you were a counselor. She does some really good stuff. She does a lot of lives. She did one the other night on monetization, and I agree. That's who I like to listen to. That's why I try to do what I do. I try to talk like I'm your father, like you're sitting at the kitchen table and you're disciplining your child for, not listening, but something like that. I hope people look at me and say, well, there's an old man. He must know what he's talking about. He must be a guru. Kidding. But she really comes across clear, concise, and she even says, you know, yes, you can get monetized. It doesn't mean you're gonna get like a ton of money right away. You know, you gotta build up the ad revenues, and then they won't pay you till you get up to $100. She said she hadn't received her first paycheck yet. And here she's got, because she had one video go boom, and it got her monetized. And that's what we're all hoping to do, I know. But she was honest about it, and that's what people need to hear is, she said you have to work at it. She's worked at it for what, 7 years? She doesn't give up. She's just been learning and learning and learning, just like all of us. And that's what I try to get across in my Okies Hustle thing. You know, I wouldn't charge anybody for any of it. If I can help you, great. If you can give me a comment that helps me, I appreciate it. It's great. That's what this conduit's for. That's why I started Okies Hustle, because then I can take any ideas that people have. They say, well, Jason, try this. I can go and I'll try it on my other channel. If it doesn't, you know, destroy or get me kicked off YouTube, I go and throw the wrench in the works on one of my videos and see what it does. It is a full-time job, Natty. It is. It is. What did Paula say? I missed something. I don't think you're gonna have to worry about that, because I know you're joking, but I would never, even if I ever did get huge like that, I don't want to be like that. I've said this all along from the day I started this channel. I want to get monetized. I don't have to be monetized. I am fine. My retirement's all set up. I am not worried about it. I don't say that braggingly. I'm just saying I'm doing YouTube as a challenge to myself. And then I know there's people out there that could use the money, that could help. It would help them a lot to be monetized, and they would really like to be monetized. That's what I want to do. I want to get monetized so I can show people, hey, I did it. Let me help you do it. Get them monetized, and then have this community where we are all helping each other get monetized and remain a community. And let me ask this question. Everybody that's here right now, that you've all been on my lives, you've all watched my videos. Would you agree? You were referring whom channel? Referring to whom? Some teacher. Oh, Explorer. It is, if somebody can put her, for Explorer, for Rinks, it was, her channel name is Teacher Kelly. So it's Teacher Kelly, one word. And then I think tag at the end, it goes Teacher Kelly tag, I think. If somebody could put that in there, yes, Teacher Kelly tag, look her up. She's really, really, really good. And she's so, she sits on her back porch and has the ear things, and she's just very clear, very concise. She's a teacher, so she's well-spoken. She's not like me. She's not some old dude from Oklahoma, you know, that has 2 teeth left. I'm kidding, I have more than 2 teeth. Rinks is very good. Explorer Rinks, she's fun to watch her lives if you get a chance. I haven't had a chance a lot to get on lately. Things are starting to slow down a little bit. So hopefully after June, I can really start to ramp up again, watching more and more stuff. I have my grandson the last week. I have him for 5 days, so my son and daughter-in-law can get a break and go to the Bahamas on a cruise. And I'm gonna watch him and take him to therapies and stuff, and which I do it every year, so I love having him at the house, and we have a great time. So I'm trying to get videos done and editing done and stuff done, so that week I can focus on his stuff. So, but yeah, Teacher Kelly's great. All the people here are really good. So here's my question. You guys tell me what you think about this. From what I see on YouTube right now, and I'm gonna talk about this in one of my videos, is so far I think the biggest boost in anything is because of interactions with all of your subscribers. So when you post a video or a joke video and you get 20 or 30 people within the first hour or two go in and laugh emoji, or say something about it, or give me another joke, and then I respond back, and then overnight they've been getting anywhere from 750 to about almost 1,000 views when I wake up in the morning after 12 hours. To me, I think one of the most important things on YouTube growth, honestly, is interactions. It shows people are interested, they're they're motivated to comment, share, and all that stuff. Exactly, you show interest and you get interest, and so that's what I like. That's why this community thing, I think it really works well, is because when you get a group like this group, and they follow each other, they try to show up in each other's lives, or they stream them later. It just keeps, and it helps everybody. That's why it's important to be part of a community. You know, telling people you have one hashtag and you can do it on your own. If you do a video, if you get a video that goes completely viral and you get monetized immediately, I'll be the first one to say congratulations and shake your hand. But we all know that 99.99% of the people are never going to have a video that hits, a million views in one hit. It's just not going to happen. But if I remember, Rinks, I'll try to. I think somebody gave it to you, but okay, she'll send it to you. I'll try to remember to go down and put it in the comment afterwards also, because she is a very good follow. She's on a 30-day challenge right now. The teacher Kelly, she's doing a 30-day challenge where she's doing 30 regular videos. And who else here follows? I love watching his channel. It's so interesting, is Dr. Ninja Turtle. Has anybody else been following Dr. Ninja Turtle? It is, Nicola. It is a huge learning curve. And that's why this channel here, that's what I'm trying to do, is if I can, that's why I came on really quick this morning, was I kept getting emails from these people that were trying to sell you their SEO package so you can grow on YouTube. And I just want to tell people, just be careful with that, because a lot of those, they're phishing for data. And I mean phishing with the PHISH, the bad phishing where they're trying to get data and trying to get into your computer. So you just got to be careful. So I respond basically, go away or whatever. No, that's a joke. And then I'll just block them and then I'll report them. Exactly, Rinks. Yep. The whole thing is, one of the things I like to say is I try to learn something new every day or every other day about YouTube. How to do a live, how to do the chapters, the timestamps inside your long form videos. What's the difference between, shorts and longs, because they do have differences, how time is counted versus not getting counted with shorts, so on and so forth. There's a lot of stuff you can learn that it takes a while. And different video techniques. I'm just doing this really quick. That's why probably the sound is horrible, the lighting's horrible. I have my ring light, but even right now, I've been outside with my son for a while and I have a little bit of a headache, so I just have these on. I don't want to turn my ring light on, and I got my work shirt on, but when I do my video later, I'll have a better shirt on, obviously. But the sound is okay? Good. Okay, yeah. That's a good idea, Rinks. Yeah, and if you're anything like all of us, we're our own worst critic. Hey, can you guys see the painting behind me? Do you see that painting behind me? That painting, that's going to be with me till the day I die. That's going to probably be buried. I'll have that buried with me. Get the picture? Sorry, that was a horrible, horrible pun. That is from my wife's grandmother, who passed away a few years ago. She lived to be, I think, 95 years old. Really, really great person. She had a house in Florida, a second house. She had a house up in upstate New York and a house in Florida. And her guest room where we used to stay, we'd go every year and visit her. So for 30 plus years, we would go to her house for a couple weeks in February when our kids were on school vacation. We would take our vacations at the same time. And we would typically drive down And that was over the head of the bed. That is an oil painting. That is a textured, heavy duty oil painting with the canvas and the heavy duty frame. And I can't make out the guy's name. I want to get more of his paintings. I'm trying to see who the painter is. I can't make the name out. It somehow is absorbed into the medium. But that painting is probably 100 years old, 80 years old. That is of, does anybody know of Bach Towers? It's called Bach Towers in Florida. It's around Disney, between Disney and like Tampa. And it's a big gardens, it's got a big tower. They hold church services there and weddings and stuff like that. And and that's actually a scene from that area in Florida. And my mother and father-in-law took over the home when she had passed, and they continued to stay there, for another 5-6 years. And I always said, hey, they were talking about selling the place, which they ended up selling. And I asked them, hey, when you get ready to sell that house, could I have dibs on that painting? I'll buy it from you. You don't have to give it to me, I'll buy it. And they're like, oh, no, nobody else wants it, you can have it. So the detail is unbelievable for the age of that painting. And when they said, yep, they'll have it, they brought it over, they stayed with us. Then when they go home, they'd drive over this way first to Oklahoma, and then they would drive home to upstate New York. And they'd stay with us for about a month before they went to New York. And they brought it over, and I hung it up immediately, and that is just one of my favorite pictures of all time. And it's got a lot of memories, too, of Florida. But just tossing that in there. I don't know if you guys ever saw that. And of course, just my stupid little sign up there that says skinny cooks can't be trusted. There's a lot of truth in that, I think. But just saw that at a garage sale for 50 cents. But anyways, I did a couple trivia questions the other day because I just thought it was funny to see if people listen when I mention something about my past. Here's a trivia question. How many siblings do I have? And where am I in the mix of all those siblings? Whoa, sketchy as heck. Whoa, language. I have 8 siblings. You are correct, Natty. Where am I in the mix? Natty says in the middle. Is Natty correct? If I had the bell, ding, 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 yeah, she's correct. I am in the middle. I am the middle child. I have 2 older brothers, 2 older sisters, 2 younger brothers, and 2 younger sisters. How many states have I lived in? You do listen, I know you do. Middle, I'm sure. It's middle, yep. Nope, I've lived in 3 states. I've lived in 3 states: New York, Texas, Oklahoma. And how many grandkids do I have? Nope. Not 6. Nope, not 6. I have 3 grandchildren, 2 grandsons and a granddaughter. Other than that, that's the excitement of my life. I have nothing else going on. No, I don't have 6 grandkids. I have 3 grandkids. I'll tell you what, though, my parents had, I'm trying to think of how many grandkids we gave them. They were upwards of 20, I believe. My parents had like 20, I think 20 grandkids. There was 4, 7, 11. Oh yeah, easily 20. No more on the way. They're done. Everybody's done. Mrs. Paula, I'm right there with you. It is 3. Yes, it's 3. I told this once before, Mrs. Paula, to tell you how bad I am with memorizing stuff. I used to coach back when my son was in Little League. I coached his team for 5 years. And I'm terrible with names. You'll see it here. I'll try to remember. I'll see, you know, Artfully Becoming, and I'll forget that Susan. I'll be like, whoever Artfully Becoming is. So they I would call them out by their position. So if I needed them to move over, I would say, hey, shortstop, move left, or hey, left fielder, move right, you know, whatever. Your grandparents on both sides had 37 and 42 grandkids. Good golly, Miss Molly. My kids are, let's see, my son just turned 30, and that would make my daughter 33. Yep, 30 and 33, because I'm old. Everybody in my family, all my siblings right now, in the next 2 years, I believe everybody will be 50 or older, because I have my youngest my youngest sister is, I think 48, and then she'll be the last one to go into the 50s. So in 2027 then approximately, everybody in my family will be 50 or older. When I think about that, that is just crazy. It's supposed to be 96 here today, 99 possibly tomorrow in Oklahoma. So I'm going out here in a little while after I finish a video edit. I'm gonna go out and till up the garden area for my pumpkins. And my next video I'm gonna do for next week is going to be finally the video of me tilling up a little more of the garden and building up the pumpkin mound, because you plant pumpkins in a big mound. And then I'm going to plant the pumpkin seeds, and I'll put stakes out with yarn showing where they're going to be running to for more visual, and that everybody can see visually what my intentions are as the garden pushes out. And then that'll give me an idea, because their vines can go anywhere from 6 to 20 feet. So I will go out about 15 feet and make like a semicircle, and then that leaves me planting where I can still plant radishes, or if I wanted to plant more potatoes or whatever in the other area, I still have real estate inside the garden to grow stuff, even with the pumpkins growing. And then I'm planting them such when I do my garden live, once the pumpkins are orange and really ready to pick, I can do my live out there and have that area open where it's facing behind me. So you can see, as I'm talking, you can see all the pumpkins behind me. So I'm really looking forward to that. Well, I looked it up. I have an idea for yes, I talk about the great pumpkin. I joke about that maybe the great pumpkin will arise out of the pumpkin patch. I have an idea on that I'm messing with. I don't want to ruin anything, but I'm working on something I think would be really funny. But yeah, that's going to be really cool, because I'm really looking forward to it, because then it'll be landscape, so you can see the pumpkin patch as it goes out behind me. And according to the package, they are Connecticut Field. The variety is called Connecticut Field. It is the most used pumpkin that people grow. Copper wires for the grounding anything or something, like they do with the grounding of the copper wires for like the great pumpkin thing. But I think that would really be a cool. So what do you mean? You stick them in the ground around, like just around the garden where stuff's growing? I never heard of that. I'll try it. I have a lot of copper wire out there in the shed. But I think it'd be really cool to sit there with all these pumpkins behind me. I think that would be really, really awesome. But it says on the package, and I've been watching some stuff on YouTube. There's a couple of people I follow on gardening that are good gardeners on YouTube. And the Connecticut Field variety, they claim can get between 6 and 20 pounds. So I think that'd be cool to get a couple 10 or 20 pounders, you know, really nice sized pumpkins. In the ground, up a wooden stick, and up into the air. Oh, okay. Okay, gotcha. Okay, see you later, Artfully Becoming. I'm assuming next time we see one of your painting videos, you're gonna have your hairdo. You're gonna have your hair done. Have a good day. Well, guys, I do have to close this down. Thank you all for being here, because I do have to go finish editing this video, because I want to get that done today, because I got stuff going on tomorrow, and I want to make sure I can get this released for Saturday. If you get 5 minutes tonight, I'm releasing tonight at 7, I think, my video on using my tiller, harvesting the red potatoes, and harvesting some jalapenos, and showing a couple things in the garden. So I hope you guys will see that tonight. You guys all have a great day. I appreciate every one of you. Thanks for being here. We will talk to you later.